Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are associated with an exhibit called Fires, which is going up at CSPS Hall. And I say associated with because I have John, who's a friend of the family, and then we have the entire family here. We have the artist, Saw Naing Lin. Sue, welcome. Yeah. His wife, Muro, welcome. And Nitu, their daughter, who is going to kind of function as a little bit of an interpreter here for us as we go along with the interview. As we go along, we're just going to let the story unfold, and Saw Naing Lin will have a little bit of it. Muro will probably pick up the story. Nitu will also pick up the story as well. First of all, I just want to say again, welcome, and I am fascinated by this story, and I want to hear more about it. This is an art exhibit that's going to be going up and will be on display for a few months at CSPS Hall in Cedar Rapids. And Saw Naing Lin, this is work of yours that tells the story of your village in Burma before you came to the United States, and not only the happy times of everyday life, but also what happened when the soldiers came. And it's your way of documenting this because nobody had cameras. No one was there to take pictures. Before we talk specifically about that, I'm going to ask you to tell me just a little bit about how you got started with art. When did you know that you wanted to draw and make pictures and do art?
Oh yes, the one I saw it, the one my friend, and he doing some superhero. So I saw it. So that's the I want.
When he was younger, he had saw a drawing from a friend of a superhero, and he was, of course, any boy would be interested in that. And so he was really inspired by that and how he can actually draw that. So he started doing that.
How old were you when you started drawing?
7.
How old?
Yeah, 7 years.
About 7 years old.
Yeah,
so you literally have been doing this all your life. Now, off mic, Nitu also told me that as you grew up in your village, you had a lot of experience doing art, and you actually, after you were cast out of the village in the refugee camp, you taught art to children in the refugee camp.
Yeah.
Moru, can you tell me a little bit about that time when he was teaching kids in the refugee camp?
Yes, middle school, high school kids.
Uh-huh.
He taught in my house.
Oh, in your house?
Yeah, in my house.
A lot of the pictures document what happened when the soldiers came. And this has really been therapy for you after having relived or having lived through this process of getting cast out of your village and having to live in a refugee camp and then later emigrating to the United States. When did you realize that you really needed to get this out there, that you couldn't keep it inside anymore?
When he saw all the things on the news, everything got posted about what was happening in the country, every day it was something new. It wasn't the same. Numbers changed every day, and he got angry, basically, at what was happening and the lack of control of the government as well. It's frustrating. So he decided to start painting whatever he saw that day. If it was a burn down, if it was a bomb or something like that, he would take those inspirations and try to paint those symbolizing what was happening, real lifetime.
How many paintings are in the exhibit?
About 15.
And do these represent a long period of time? Are some of them, what's the oldest, I guess, would be my question. What's the oldest painting in the collection?
I don't know. Have you been painting for 10 years here?
Yeah.
15 years?
Yeah.
But what's depicted goes back to his childhood. So about 2/3 of the pictures are just memories of his childhood and the peaceful life that he lived and the things that he saw and experienced. And then the last third of it has more to do with contemporary Civil War and events.
Yeah. Nitu, how much do you remember of these days?
I was born into the camp, the refugee camp, so I never saw the war, luckily. So I was very lucky, and I was part of the few kids that was protected. So the refugee camp provided us with some food, shelter. So basically I went to school there, I went to church there. I just heard stories on the daily, and I would be very much aware of it. And I think everybody had a conscious of it. So it was known to us at a very young age.
What was your reaction when you first started seeing these paintings that your dad made of what life was like in the village before the time of the refugee camp?
I think it was almost exactly how I imagined it when he was telling me about the stories. He was very detailed. As an artist himself, he likes to go into detail of what things would look like. So it was almost the same as I imagined it, yeah.
The paintings are of different media. There's some acrylics, there's some watercolor. Lin, do you have a favorite kind of material to work with, to paint with? Watercolors, acrylics?
Watercolor.
Yeah, watercolor.
Watercolor, yeah. He's saying, me too, you're doing such a great job.
Don't you say.
So he wants to clarify the paintings, that everything that he has painted, he has seen with his own eyes. It's not from the stories he's heard. Everything is from what he experienced and what he saw living there. As a father, as anybody, as a person back home, what he drew is what he saw.
Most of these paintings have been painted in the last 10 years or so, or are there some that are older than that?
I think, 2015. Jaro.
He started in 2015.
Oh.
2015, yeah.
Started in 2015. How did it come about that the exhibit made its way to be on display at CSPS?
I talked with the people at CSPS. I knew that there was a great story that people should see and hear and experience. And I didn't want them just to hang in Nailin's garage where they usually spend their life. So I talked to the people at CSPS about doing it, and they were super enthusiastic. So they've been awesome partners.
John, how did you meet Naing Lin and his
what
family?
A story. I was in Southeast Asia in 2009 teaching class with Co-College on human rights in Southeast Asia. And as part of that, I got the opportunity to go visit a Burmese refugee camp on the Thai side of the Thai-Myanmar border. And I met this very beautiful family. They are relatives of the family that I stayed with there. But it was a life-changing experience for me, and the life improvement continued when they were able to resettle to the United States. I don't have kids of my own. My partner and I don't have children, and so maybe their family has taken up that spot of love for us, and certainly for me. And so it's been a great thing for us to have them in Cedar Rapids, close by, where we can continue our familyness and friendship.
Were you involved in helping them get to the States at all, or was it just a lucky coincidence that they ended up here?
They got themselves here under their own steam. So when you're a refugee, you can apply for resettlement in certain circumstances, and they did that. They had their background checks and their health checks. They first landed in Boston, and then after that, we were able to lure them to Cedar Rapids, where they've been ever since.
And of course, they would come to the place where their friend John was.
Well,
Yeah.
it's been nice.
Makes perfect sense.
They own their own house. They all work. They have an American flag flying out front. They feed the squirrels and birds and tend flowers. And they're just like any other American family. They have citizenship now, all of them. So they're really just a great addition to the landscape of Cedar Rapids. And now we can learn more about their story from this exhibit coming up.
What is the one thing that you would like someone who sees this exhibit to take away from it?
It's mostly for awareness, to be aware of what's going on apart from the United States. And he basically just wants everybody to know what's going on in the world. Yeah.
Beyond our small little corner of it, and in particular in this region. The exhibit Fires is up at CSPS Hall in Cedar Rapids on the first floor gallery, and will be up for a couple of months. You can just come in pretty much anytime the doors are open, or if you're there for a CSPS event. Will there be an opening reception, or will there be a time when people can come and meet Naing Lin and the family and learn more about this?
Yes, on May 10th is the opening reception, 5:30 to 7:30, and everyone is welcome. We'll have some snacks, and you can see the paintings. That should be the first day, I think, that the exhibit is open, and then it'll be open until July 10th.
The exhibit is called Fires, opens May 10th with an artist reception where you can meet Naing Lin and Mura and Nitu, and also take a look at these wonderful paintings. Again, cspshall.org if you would like more information. And I just want to thank you all for being with me today.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
Thanks for having us.
You can hear The Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30, on demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.